let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and start off with the PlayStation reveal of, I believe, Scarlet. No, not Scarlet. Um, I forgot the word.
Articus.
Articus, yes. PlayStation's version of Game Pass, which I believe will be a good opportunity. Game Pass is a phenomenal source for people who are looking to, Netflix their games. And this is an opportunity for Sony to do so. What are you guys' thoughts and feelings about Sony going in to reveal this next week? Because Sony's been on a tear for the last 2 weeks of just showing content. Am I not correct?
Yeah, no, they have definitely been going crazy. So something I do want to point out, just so you guys know where this rumor is coming from, it's coming from one of the most valid sources that it can come from in the gaming industry. I'm not sure how many people are aware of who Jason Schreier is. He's formerly of Kotaku, currently works at Bloomberg, which is huge. Everyone who is an American understands on some level what Bloomberg is. Um, like this is the guy who anytime that you see any type of like news about crunch, any type of like valid leaks, any type of like sexual harassment, any type of long detailed true journalistic kind of articles in the gaming industry, 90% of the time is Jason Schreier, and 99% of the time, if it's not him, he knew about it, someone just published it before him. So if he's saying that next week is the week, unless PlayStation just wants to troll for the sake of trolling, we're probably going to get an announcement for Spartacus next week. But I'm torn on it. I'm excited, but I also am a little fearful because I know there's been some contention around Game Pass and how that might impact some developers, like especially small developers. So I'm just kind of curious to see how this plays out. What about you, Lady Gunner? How are you feeling?
Well, isn't Game Pass just like PS Plus? It had something on PlayStation Now, something
Um,
like that, where you play the older PS2 games on there and stuff. And then I feel like I don't know, like everybody
so
on PlayStation really just buy their games. I feel like Sony's just trying to copy Xbox. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a reactionary move here. But just to kind of expand a little bit, so ensure on the Game Pass end, it is a subscription based model. You can pay. I think the prices are either $9.99 or $14.99 if you want to add it to your PC as well. And what it does is it gives you a large list of games that you have quote unquote free access to. I mean, of course, they're not 100% free because you pay for the subscription. But the lore of it is all Xbox first party exclusives, though they don't really have many right now, are set to come to Xbox. So, but even now, like if you get on there, you can play Halo, you can play Crackdown 3, which nobody really wants to play, Sea of Thieves, which has an amazing online community. And then they also have like a lot of third party games on there. Like I think last year when the MLB the show came out, it was free on there for a month or two, and so they add a lot of brand new games to the service. So that's kind of what their lore is of how they're pulling in so many users. Um, but with that, PlayStation is looking to do the same, and some people are nervous because they're not sure if PlayStation's going to do the same thing. Are we going to start seeing all PlayStation exclusives up there? Are we going to see like maybe PlayStation Plus games disappear and maybe we just get maybe
mm,
some random indies? Like people are really like spinning their heads and trying to wrap around what this may mean in the PlayStation ecosystem.
yeah, I honestly probably wouldn't do it because you already got the $10 a month PlayStation. Now I can see if they did that if they included your PlayStation Plus or Xbox Plus
Ah,
into the
That's
Game
that's a
Pass.
hell of a point.
yeah.
Boom. Then
So
I'd be like, okay. But I'm already paying $10 a month, or other people do the $100 a year thing. I don't want to do it. I like the $10 a month. $10 a month plus $4.99. Y'all make the total like $13, $12
so
somewhere in there.
so it's interesting that you say that because according to Jason Schreier, the way that this is actually going to play out is in a tiered system. So there's supposedly and rumored to be three different tiers to this. And the way this works is the tier number 1 or 3, however they decide to order them, and as far as value. But the first tier is just traditional PlayStation Plus. The second tier is PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now together, and the third tier is supposed to be PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, plus extended demos on games, as well as a back catalog of PS2 and PS1 games.
Okay.
So that is the rumor. We don't know how true it is. We don't know if we can go by that. Got a dog. Say hi, Nipsey. Okay,
What's up?
love you.
What's up, young Nip?
Bye, Nipsey. Yeah, he just kept jumping on me, so I figured he wanted to be on the show. But that's the rumor. So exactly what your concern is why do I want to pay for another subscription service? They're looking of combining everything into one for one united price, which could essentially be something worthwhile, right?
Yeah, now if they do that, I'm on board.
Look, as soon as I said game, PlayStation Now, she was like, "All right, I'm in." And then when I said PlayStation 2 and 1 games potentially added in, she was just like,
"Oh, I'm adding those on there too." Jack and Dexter, like
that. You did say Jack and Dexter was your thing. So having access to that. So my biggest thing is what I'm seeing a lot of is this tier of pricing. Because I believe Crunchyroll is now doing a tier of pricing. Netflix is doing a tier of pricing, which is wild. And clearly with what's going on, Gully Gang, Sony is rumored to do that. I just want to see what's going to be access. Are they going? Sony needs. I want Sony to do a whole package thing. PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus. I still want the 2 free games, of course, to download it, because with Game Pass, once that game is off that particular month or rotation, it's gone. You can't get access to it to play on Game Pass, correct?
Yeah. Now, that's correct. Now, one thing that I do see a lot in Game Pass, usually the games that are offered, at least with the Xbox exclusives. But one thing I've seen pretty common with a lot of those games that are on there is when they are available for free on on Game Pass, they also offer them with like a 10 or 15% discount where you can buy them for a cheaper price. So,
which is good. And one thing that Game Pass is beautiful is a lot of day one access with new games. Sony has that, man. You're going to do a lot, because it can be a phenomenal way for people to get a month in if they just want to try a game out. Give them a month of like, hey, this is going to be in a rotation. You guys should try it out, and then we'll take it off, and you can go ahead and buy and invest it. Like, this is your game to keep.
Yeah.
Which will that would be phenomenal, because again, old games do sell. Old games are cool, but Sony's bread and butter is those new exclusives, dropping them bangers, because of of modern day gaming. And there's nothing wrong there. Let me reiterate. Let me go ahead and say this. There's nothing wrong with playing older games. Xbox has great access to a phenomenal plethora of video games that we used to love and grow up on. Sony is just pumping out those games now, that those current games that we just love and enjoy at a beautiful, spectacular 60 FPS, and all that beautiful colorness. Horizon Zero Dose,
all the beautiful colors.
So I believe this is a good move. Xbox came up with a phenomenal idea. You got to give Xbox credit for what it is. Game Pass is a phenomenal source of material, great access point for entertainment. Shout out to Microsoft. You guys did it. That was great. And you have it not only on your console, but you also have it on PC. Now, if PlayStation allows this to become on PC as well, oh, dude, that's a game changer. Because you already have Horizon, God of War, that's available on PC. If you are able to get Bloodborne on PC, people will lose their minds.
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people really sleep on it, but PlayStation 4 and 5 also already offer PlayStation Now, as well as remote play from PC to your PlayStation. So with PlayStation Now already being a PC application that a lot of people sleep on, this could be a time to double down and be like, hey, we are on PC as well, and you can play your PlayStation Now here. Or it could be a time for them to abandon that motto and solely focus on their traditional ecosystem. So there's really a lot of possibility here for them to really knock it out of the park. And there's also a very large marginal possibility that PlayStation will fall flat on their face. I'm really interested to see where this goes because we know where PlayStation was going into the PS3 era, and they were pretty much drunk on their own like hubris and made some really knucklehead decisions that set them back that generation. Before they kind of cleaned things up on PS4 and or for the gamers, and now we're seeing some weird activity again here in the PS5 era, but we're getting such a plethora of good games that it's hard to complain. So I don't know, man. Like, I really hope that they do well, but for the most part, other than Xbox having some issues managing their studios, as continues to happen, PlayStation, has been making some really weird decisions, as we'll get into one of those a little bit later on in the show. So I think I'm more curious than I am excited to see how this plays out. But with me already spending $100 a year or $10 a month on PlayStation Now, like, if it makes sense, I'm obviously just going to give them the extra $5 a month. So that's a given. It's just a matter of, will it be worth it?
Right. Sony has been making very wild moves, but it's the big one that's the collective announcement that I'm waiting for. These are moving small parts into a position to make a bigger announcement, which I'm curious about. Lady Gunner, with the announcement of of this happening, what in particular games outside Jack and Dexter are you expected to have on there? What is your expectations? And the pricing, if you could, what range are you willing to spend? Like, what is going to be just the right price, and what is going to be too much for you? Like, nah, I'm good.
Well, I already got Jack and Dexter for free with the PlayStation Plus. They had it on there.
That's my girl.
But
That's
they
my homie.
combined it with the PlayStation Pass and then a $10 a month subscription. I feel like it should be free. But if not, if I just pay the PlayStation Now, I feel like an old PS2 game should be worth like the most $10, least like $2.99. And like I said, the only really big impact a PlayStation 2 game had on me was Jack and Dexter 1 through 3. Then there was a game on PSP. Yeah, PSP was Dexter's Adventures or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think PlayStation was probably Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Okay.
So
Let's get ready to rumble.
yeah, so they'll probably be like the only games I'll be like excited for. I had to like see the rest, but like off the top of my head, Jack and Dexter and Let's Get Ready to Rumble, and I hope they bring PS3 games to it. Midnight Club, all the Midnight Clubs, best racing game out there. I don't play Forza, GT6, GT7, none of that. Midnight Club was the best soundtracks, best like car customization, best. They even had a story, Cops will chase you.
All I heard was literally Manny Fresh, rims real big. I was like, he really put that song on there. It was high.
Right.
I believe this is going to be really good, man, because okay, there are certain games nostalgia wise that I would want to have access to right now. I need NBA Street Volume 2. Like, I need to play that game in my life.
So this is the bad news that I have for you guys. We probably won't get either of those games.
I figured.
Just for the fact of the business side of things is this. When we're talking about Midnight Club, Dub Edition is a brand. Dub is a brand of rims. So there was probably a licensing agreement with that. All the music in there was licensed music.
Yeah.
And all the brands that appear in that game were all licensed.
Mm-hmm.
And that would probably be a
Midnight Club LA, Midnight Club Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, and LA was one of my favorites. I love that game on the PS3. But because they have so many different brands in there, unless they went in and removed the actual brand names from all of those games and relicense all of the music, which would be a nightmare for any legal team, we probably won't see those again. And I mean, honestly, kind of the same thing with NBA Street because the soundtrack was legendary and Michael Jordan was all over both of those games. And we've
Legendary.
like while the NBA license is still there, Michael Jordan is his entire own brand.
Jordan Brand is a
So
brand of itself.
yeah, so
Which
I
they,
mean, I hope that they find a way,
Yeah,
but
that nigga gonna
yeah.
get his money.
which I believe can happen. Just like so, I let my dreams be dreams and allow them to fly. Give me access to my NCAA. That's all I care for.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they already announced that they're back in production on those games, Paris. So you're just gonna have to wait for something new.
Me and Ham are impatiently waiting. But I mean, this. Excuse me. I'm really excited. I was excited for Game Pass. I wasn't a hater of it. Game Pass was good.
Yeah.
But still, I'm excited for what's to come.